What is going on, Bucs fans and CFP fans? Evan Wanish here, back at you with yet another video talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And today we're going to be continuing our positional group reviews for the 2024 season. Now, back in the summer, we did the positional group previews, talked about the expectations for that positional group and what could possibly be coming in the 2024 season. Now that we have been through that season, we have time to analyze it. And today we're going to be doing the running backs, which, to be honest, this is a group that exceeded my expectations by a long way. I did not expect, I figured they'd be better, right? And 2022 and 2023, the Buccaneers had the league's worst rushing attack. Now, 2023, they were better, but still not great. And this year, the Buccaneers completely turned around their running attack. They're now one of the better running football teams in the entire NFL. Truly impressive what Liam Cohen and the running backs in this room were able to pull off here in this season. It was led by rookie running back Bucky Irving. The fourth-round pick out of Oregon had 1,122 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns. So, and that's only with Pro Football Reference. It says that he only started 3 games. He's only listed down as 3 starts. So that's with only starting 3 games where he was the full-time guy. Imagine what he could do potentially with a little bit more snaps, particularly early in the season, right? The first 7-8 weeks, maybe he wasn't getting as many snaps as he did, especially down the stretch there. So we will see what happens with Bucky Irving. He was also a reliable threat, though, in the passing game, had 47 catches for 392 yards. No receiving touchdowns, but still an effective guy out of the backfield there, both running and receiving the football. So hopefully he can continue to develop, right? Continue to grow into this offense and continue to be one of the better running backs that the NFL has seen. Look, the NFL, he's up for Rookie of the Year, right? He's not going to win it, but he's up for the award, and that's saying something for a 4th-round pick. So kudos to Jason Light, the entire front office, for finding him. Kudos to the coaching staff for developing him, and kudos to Bucky Irving for putting in the work. I mean, this is a guy who, for all accounts, works his tail off, and he's definitely earned a lot of that, and he's earned a lot of trust from the Buccaneers. They put a lot on his shoulders, and even as the year went on, right, they decided to really make him like their bell cow, throw it down the stretch, for better or worse. But let's not forget about the other guys that are in this room here. Rachaad White, right? Rachaad White was the starter pretty much all of 2023. Wasn't the starter the whole way in 2024, but still played a major factor. Had 144 carries for 613 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Sorry. As far as receiving goes, he had 51 catches, though, for 393 yards. So 1 more yard than Irving, but 6 receiving touchdowns. That's a lot of receiving touchdowns for a running back. So the Buccaneers used him in multiple different ways. And I think they sort of had a good yin and yang type deal here, thunder and lightning, I guess you could say, between Bucky Irving and Rachaad White. I would sort of like them to get back to that. It felt like they went away from that a little bit, especially the last 2 or 3 games, including the playoff game against Washington. It felt like they went away from that a little bit. So I think their best bet is to maybe not try and have a bell cow running back. I don't know if that hardly exists in the NFL today anyway. There's a few exceptions to that, obviously, but I think a true bell cow isn't really something that needs to be done in the NFL. So I think finding a way to keep both those guys fresh and healthy and effective, I think, will be pretty smart for the Buccaneers heading into the 2025 season. But let's not forget the running back 3, Mr. Sean Tucker. Now, Tucker had a disappointing rookie season, right? In 2023, he didn't really play a whole lot after getting a lot of hype, and didn't really play a ton this year either. But when he did, he made the most of his opportunities, and he had a great game against the Saints in New Orleans. Had his first career touchdown in that game as well, and there was a lot of fans that wanted to see a lot more of him. I understand, though, why the Buccaneers didn't do that, because there's only one ball, right? There's only so many plays in a football game, and you want to get Bucky Irving the ball. You want to get Rachaad White the ball. So I understand why we didn't see more of Sean Tucker, but I get fans' frustration as to why you want to see this guy get maybe a little bit more of a chance because of that performance he had against the New Orleans Saints. So I definitely do get it, but hey, depth is good, and you can never have enough of it. So having Sean Tucker there as your running back 3 three, I think, is definitely a strength. Now, they also do have DJ Williams, who was on the practice squad all year. They signed him to a futures contract, so he'll be back for at least training camp. Looking ahead, though, right, into the 2025 offseason for this group, I really don't expect much change. I would expect largely the same group here. Maybe they bring back a guy like Chase Edmonds, who wasn't really healthy, perhaps. Maybe, but like I'm not expecting them to go out and sign a running back. I'm not expecting them to really draft a running back. I think they're very happy with the room they have. Obviously, like I said, Bucky Irving, Rashad White, I think is a great 1-2 punch. Sean Tucker there being your depth, and DJ Williams there, obviously. But so maybe they re-sign like a Chase Edmonds, maybe, but I'm not expecting anything major changes coming to this group, and there doesn't need to be, honestly. Like there doesn't have to be any major changes. Like I said, it was one of the league's best rushing attacks. So don't fix what ain't broke, basically. So I do think the Buccaneers have a strength on their hands now with their running game. And hopefully Liam Cohen can stay. As of the recording of this video, Cohen has not been hired as a head coach by anybody. So right now he still is the Buccaneers offensive coordinator. If Liam Cohen stays and they get another year in this system, who knows what levels the Bucs running game could really go to. So let me know what you guys think about the futures, though, of guys like Bucky Irving, Rashad White, Sean Tucker. How do you think they're going to perform in 2025? Do you think the Buccaneers are going to add a running back maybe in the draft or free agency? If so, do you have any names? I'm curious to hear. I also would be curious to hear why you would want that, right? I want the reasoning too, because I think it's an interesting discussion, of maybe you're not a believer in Rashad White. Maybe you think that you need somebody else to pair with Bucky Irving. Maybe you're not a big fan of Sean Tucker, or whatever that may be. Very curious to hear your guys' thoughts. But thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and go Bucs.